So in today's video, I'm sharing 3 super easy journal prompts for setting intentions in 2025. If you're new, my name's Michelle Ferris and I'm a psychotherapist. And in this video, you're gonna learn how to use the past to heal the future. So the first thing you need to do is I want you to pick a word or phrase that's gonna help you set your intention for the year. I do this every year. I pick one goal. Last year, it was patience, and boy, did I get a lot of lessons in that. Other words I've used are telling my truth or courage. I want you to think about what is one thing you really want to focus on this coming year, and write it in the comments so that I can support you, because that is the first step in creating the life you want. So here are 3 super easy journal prompts. But first, go in the link in my description and get your own copy so that you can follow along with some of these, because I'm going to get you started. So the first journal prompt is what's worked. And when you think of that, I want you to acknowledge your progress. Acknowledge the effort you put into something, not just the end result. Because part of what we need to do to build our self-esteem and to create a better life is to acknowledge ourselves for the hard work we've done. And this is super important, especially if you didn't learn it growing up. You may end up wanting that external validation from others instead of being able to give it to yourself. But this is one way you can do that. So right now, I want you to write down, and if you have your journal, you can put it in there, what's something you did really well this year? And again, I want you to sit with that and really acknowledge it and pat yourself on the back, because that is what you deserve. So some of my journal prompts in the guide are, what's one thing you're really proud of this year? What are some things you've accomplished this year? This is super simple. You're gonna be able to get through this journal in probably 10 or 15 minutes, but it's gonna make a major difference in your intention in the coming year. Now the next journal prompt is, what hasn't worked? And this one is a little bit harder because the temptation might be to beat yourself up, or to really focus on what didn't work or what was challenging for you. But that is where the lesson is looking back over our mistakes and what we didn't do well so that we can take those lessons into the next year and learn from them. So for me, I noticed that in 2024, there was one person I was making a lot of negative assumptions about over and over again. And I realized it about a month ago, late in the year, and it was really an aha moment because I knew that that was my work. And once I stopped making that negative assumption, the relationship improved and I wasn't as frustrated. Because when we can look at our own behavior, we can heal. When you feel it, you can heal it. I love that saying because it's true. And I had to let myself feel a little bit uncomfortable in order to see that, but it improved that relationship quickly, and that's what I want for you. One thing I want to say when we're working on the what didn't work part is you did the best you could. And I believe that if we could have done better, we would have done better. And that's just a way to forgive yourself, because I'm a therapist. I know better than to make a negative assumption, and I did it because we're human. And every time we do this work, we're going to get a little bit more information about ourselves. And that's part of this humbling experience of life is, you know what? We're just gonna keep learning. It's not about being perfect or being like someone else. It's about being your authentic self. And that's what I wanna support you in doing. So some journal prompts around this are, what were your challenges in 2024? And what did you have a hard time letting go of? Because where you didn't let go is probably where your work is gonna be in the coming year. Now the next journal prompt is going to be focused on setting your intention. And that is, what do you want to create moving forward? That's where you can take your word or your phrase and build off of that. Do you want to focus on your relationships or your self-esteem? What is your focal point going to be for 2025? And some journal prompts around that are, what's one thing you want to change in 2025? And what are those baby steps to get there? Because nobody changes overnight. Baby steps still get you there. Another journal prompt is, name one person you need to forgive in order to let go and move forward. That person might be yourself. It may be your partner or a friend or somebody that you've held a lot of resentment towards. That may be your work, because if I go into the new year carrying a lot of resentments, I'm not going to feel happy. I'm not going to have the energy to create the life I want. And that's what I want for you, is to be able to identify some things to let go of so that you can move into your intention for 2025. Now, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to go watch my video on how to forgive yourself, because that's a huge part of this puzzle. Thanks so much.